All right, so hello and welcome everyone. My name is Oriol Coleldamon and I am the Gemvision's product director. Today I have the pleasure to present the second session on the second Gemvision virtual summit. This year we are focusing on jewelry customization, and during this 5 days event, we would like to introduce you all the solutions that Stuller and Gemvision have to offer when talking about customization. Yesterday, we had an amazing session with Harold Dupuy and Erica Happy, where they told us how important is and will be customization after the COVID era. Therefore, today's subject will be custom jewelry and introduction to Stuller customization. In Stuller, we have a solution to help our customers on each step of this customization process. So today, we have the honor to have with all of us 3 key persons in Stuller who will walk us through all the possibilities that Stuller has to offer when talking about customization. So let me introduce you Alex Cousolen, Stuller Vice President of Merchandising, Xavier Rofes, Stuller International Director, and Sean Montgomery, Stuller Executive Director of Global Software and CAD/CAM. Alex, Xavi, and Sean, welcome and thanks for being with us today. I know you are busy people, so we really appreciate sharing your time today with all of us. So thank you.
Thanks to you, Oriol. It's a pleasure.
All right. Something that a Stuller has to offer is the whole journey. By saying that, I mean that a Stuller can help his customers in every step of the customization process. A Stuller can help you with last contemporary trends. Alex will be presenting how Stuller creates all the designs and all the options that we offer on customizations. All these designs and their options to be customized are all the designs that customers can find in Stuller.com and also Stuller's famous catalog, etc. Following Alex, Xavier will present to us how Stuller customers can utilize Stuller.com as their own digital catalog, and through the 3C collections, make modifications in real time through the web to offer one-of-a-kind experience to the users. Then I will follow Xavi and I will present how customer can let us do the CAD work through modify this style, or they can go to Counter Sketch and they can do it at their own in front of the customer. Finally, we will go for Sean, who will show us from the moment that we submit to Stuller all the process until you get the final piece in your hands. So I'm super excited about today's session because Stuller has a lot to offer. So even it's not easy to put everything together in just 1 hour, but what we will do today is show you the full or all the options that the Stuller is offering. So at the end of this session, I hope that you can get an overview on all the solutions that we have ready for you. So I will start with Alex's presentation. So Alex, if you are ready, I will start with your slides.
Great. Thank you, Xavi. I'm sorry. Thank you, Oriol. Good morning, everybody, or good morning here from Louisiana. My name's Alix. Like Oriol said, I'm our Vice President of Merchandising and Product Design and Development here at Stuller. So I basically live and breathe everything product at Stuller. I'm happy to say that we have over 6 million SKUs that you can purchase at Stuller. Obviously, that is a large amount of product, and here's just a few ways that it's broken out into. So fine jewelry, we have a large range of ready-to-wear product as well as core mountings. Our bridal assortment is also made of our core offering as well as more on trend styles. I think everyone really knows our findings assortment, which is really our core offering of shanks, settings, components. These are the parts and pieces that you can use to help you make custom pieces. And then you couldn't finish off product without a diamond and a gemstone. So that's also part of our offering. And if you go to the next slide, Oriol, basically I just want to talk you through kind of the process of how we get all this product at Stuller. So we add over 100 to 200 styles a month here at Stuller. So we're constantly releasing new products into our offering. We have a team of over 50 product design and development team members who are working on new product every single day. So for us, it really starts with looking at trends. So we keep a close eye on what's going on in the marketplace for the jewelry industry, as well as fashion, industrial design. We kind of look at everything. And here's just like an example of a trend that we've seen in the past 5 years. So celestial, super on trend theme, and this can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. You can see how when we look at trends, we quickly want to make sure that everything that we produce is a unique design. So we always start with conceptual design. So we have a very fortunate team of 3 people who are constantly getting to draw all day, creating unique designs just for us here at Stuller. And then we have a lot of testing and fabrication steps that lead up to us creating our final product. So you can see here some beautiful images of Stuller's celestial styles that we produced in the past few years. And really, this is just to slow down and say that all of our product, there's a lot of thought and time that goes into development here at Stuller, and we try to make sure that we have everything that you need in our assortment to help kind of a turnkey solution for all the latest trends, as well as the core offering. Looking at the next slide, this is just to kind of slow down and talk about why we're talking about customization here today and the importance of customization. We follow the knot as a way to reference kind of what's the trends going on in the industry related to the bridal industry, but often what we see in bridal translates into the rest of the industry. I'm guessing a lot of you have probably experienced customization within the marketplace in all industries in different ways. I was shopping on Nike the other day, and I was able to choose the color of my laces, the color of the swoosh on the side of the shoe, the color of the swoosh on top of the shoe, the sole color. So really, customers nowadays are really expecting customization in everything they buy. People are looking for something unique, and that is not different in the jewelry industry. So according to the knot, 83% of those who got engaged implemented custom elements into their ring. And one thing that's really important to know is that customization doesn't always have to be I'm carving a wax or I'm starting from CAD. There's a lot of ways to get to customization, and that's kind of what we're trying to talk you through here today is what are the different levels of customization and how can you offer customization to your customer. So depending on your bench talent or if you have a bench in your store or not, there's a lot of ways you can offer customization to your customers in a really quick way. So looking at the next slide, here are just some examples of what I would call custom light. So the other guys in this call are going to talk us through some more complicated ways we're going to look at customization, but this is, I think, kind of your starter way to get to customization. So obviously changing a stone shape or size is a really easy way. All of our 3C offering offers multiple shapes and sizes for every style. Engraving is a great way to customize. Changing metal quality, going from white to rose. That's a really simple way that the end consumer doesn't really think about. We know that that's something we already offer, but to the end consumer, it is absolutely custom. Adding a special chain to an item. Special finishes are a great way to customize a wedding band or really core products, as well as changing the stone type. So these are some things just to keep in mind when you're thinking about custom. Sometimes you can make it really simple and it's easy to implement in your store or in your business. And with that, I'll let the team take us into the next level of customization.
Thank you, Alex. I really like when you said that there is different levels of customization. I think that this is very, very important to keep in mind, and that Stuller has all these options to offer to customers. So not every customer wants to go as deep as going into Matrix Gold, that you need to learn the software and you need to go, for a longer learning curve. So it's good to show and to explain that we have all these options depending on how deep you want to go. Thank you, Alex.
Alrighty. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from Barcelona, Spain.
Hello,
yes,
Xavi.
Hello.
Yes, you're
How
gonna
are you
start.
doing?
Good, all good.
Yeah, I just jumped in. I like to improvise a little bit. Thank you, Uriel. Thank you, Alex. Wonderful start, love it. So, following the work done internally for customization, we of course wanted you, the customer, to take advantage of these game changer resources, all this customization. So we all know how important today is to have a proper website. We all know that today, as Alex commented, the end consumer is looking for this one-of-a-kind jewelry piece, as well as the new generations are also looking to participate somehow on the design, right? To have this experience. So we, as a company, we know what we have in-house, our resources. We understand what the end consumer is looking for. So we were thinking how we can serve you, our customer, how we can provide you with the right tools to go out and sell. So combining the Stuller resources, combining the online space, combining the need to offer an experience, we came up with this solution called the Stuller Showcase, that within the next 90 seconds to 10 minutes, I will show you how to implement it on your website. Okay, it's going to be super easy. And let me just share my screen. I don't know, is Uriel, you can share my screen.
You should be able to go and share your screen directly.
All right. I guess you can see my slide now.
Yes, now it's perfect.
All right. So just to get a quick overview before going live, what is Stuller Showcase? It's basically a quoting tool that on your website, where basically you will be able to choose those Stuller categories that you want to promote and sell, such as the 3D collection, the wedding bands with the great tool Band Builder. Also giving your customers the possibility to have this, again, this experience to choose, to change, to create this one-of-a-kind jewelry. But also, Stuller, as Alex said, we have hundreds of thousands of products, so you can really choose which ones you want to promote and sell on your website. So from now on, what I'm going to do is show live how to implement the Stuller Showcase in your website. So the first thing we are going to see here is Stuller.com website, and you will have to log in, and you will see right here the Showcase option. So before going further here, let me show you the final result. This is live, so all of you can actually visit this website, and this is what I have created as a test. And you will be able to easily have it on your own domain. No need to use this Stuller domain, yet we provide it for you. But also you will be able to embed those Stuller categories into your website. So let's start with a practice. I will count this just 5 minutes. Log in to Stuller. If you have a full access account, you will have this Showcase button that basically you will need to go to Change Settings. And now you will see a few options that I will easily describe. The first thing you will see is the navigation bar. What is this? This is basically what you want to sell, what you want to promote from Stuller. Whether you are B2B or B2C, we offer you the possibility to sell all the Stuller products. The next step is just to define the subdomain. Use your brand, use your company. If later you are going to use your own domain, this is not that important, but yet it's important to type it in. As we are creating a home page, it's important to have a title, to choose your logo, to add your phone number, the email, someone we need to be contact somehow, right? So this in here is where we are going to add all our information. And then it's a bit of a style. You can choose the header and the footer color. You can choose the header and the footer pattern. In case you are going to use our homepage, we'll let you choose within 5 styles based on your taste. And at the end, you can also create an About Us page, something about you, a Contact Us page. You can show the shipping date, very important, to give total information to your customer. You can show the metal market again to show total transparency to your customer. And in case you are not in US and you want to show your own currency, you can hide the US dollar price. Once we click on Save, the website is created. You can come here. And again, this is the website that I just shown you before. It is created just in 5 minutes. We are missing something important. Do you want to sell? You want to show some pricing? I guess you do. So what we are going to do is going to this little section here called markups. And you will be able to mark up all the Stuller products. How? You can easily set a default markup 2.5, 3, or customize it. You can just type any markup you want, and it will be applied to all the Stuller services and products. Or, and what I personally recommend, is go section by section, diamonds, lab-grown, gemstones, moissanite, etc., 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 and define your own markup per section. Alrighty. In case you don't want to add an extra markup, let's say you are fine with the engraving, that price that we are offering, just type 1, for instance, and there will be no markup on that particular service. And at the very end, you are able to define a flat service, a flat fee. You know, if you want to add $5 for the packaging, or if you want to add the taxes. So it's here where we can actually add it. You just save it, and the price will be right there. Quick thing for the international customers, right? On this menu, currency display, you will be able to change to your own local currency. Alrighty. So once we have the website created, what we get? Basically, we get all the Stuller products and the possibility to give your customer the customization, the experience. And let's see one in live. Imagine that I want to go and I want to purchase an engagement ring. So I can go to engagements. And again, as you can see, and very important, there's no Stuller name here, no Stuller logo, no Stuller whatsoever. It's under your brand, under your company. You are the one promoting all these beautiful designs that Alex's team created. When we are here, again, let me show you a little bit more about all the different categories that we can see in here. Bridal, jewelry, diamonds. Also very interesting to start the design from the diamond, from the gemstone. We can do it here. And imagine that I go to the Ever Never category, beautiful collection, also with the selling kit. And in here, I have all the options. On the left menu, already on your website, you are already offering some sort of customization, right? In here, your customers can already filter by the metal, by the stone cut, etc. But easily, they can come here and select any model. And I will just choose this one. Now, with what we see here in my website, I'm from Barcelona. I decided to sell in euros. So I have the price in euros, and I have a beautiful animation of that model that I chose. Right now, what I can do? The 3C, the famous 3C, the change and create. I can go for oval, always with this beautiful animation. I can change the stone size very quickly. Always we are offering different videos, different set views. On your website, also, you are providing all the information of that ring. You know, the customer is tech savvy already. They want to know everything. So you are providing absolutely all the information. And the last part, which I really like it, is the possibility to set your own stone. So imagine that your customer is a ruby lover. So they will be able to go and select the ruby that they want from all this Stuller inventory. So we can easily go to notable gems and set one of them. By the way, your customer will be able to see further information of that ruby in your website, always in your website, never on under Stuller one. Alrighty. So basically, they will be able to set this one, and they will have created their one-of-a-kind jewelry piece. What's next? So what they will have to do, imagine that I'm fine with this ring, they will be able to add to quote. And this is something that we also provide for you. They will submit an inquiry. Let me just type something of this ring. And I will submit. What's going to happen next? So you will receive an email from this customer interested in that particular piece. All right. And you will also find it on your Stuller.com account. As you can see, this is created. And in here, we will see the request from that particular customer that is interested in that ring. Then, of course, you do the sales action and close the sale. When you're done, you can easily move this item to your cart and check out on Stuller.com as usual. If you want further customization, if you need to customize even more, you can do that. How? Utilizing Counter Sketch Studio that now Uriel is gonna show us.
Fantastic, Xavier. I love it. And when every time that I watched a showcase, I'm thinking all these people that they come to me and asking, Oriol, we need to go digital. We need to have our own website, but this is very hard. We need a web developer. We need to make pictures of all the different items that we want to show. And Stuller offers a lot. So it took you, like, as you said, 10 minutes to set up a new website with all the stock that we have in Stuller. I think that is an amazing way to have a website today in just a few steps. So
absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Also, something that I would like to mention before I go to my demo is that you were talking about the markups, and the markups that you were talking is also worth to mention that are the same markups that we will be using in Counter Sketch when showing from Counter Sketch any design that we do. So it's good to know that this is the main place where you keep all your information, and then depending on what product from a Stuller you choose, you have always these markups. So you are always have the same prices, and you don't have, you know, a bit of a mess with all this aspect that is very, very important. All right, so as Xavier was saying, now I will start with, let me share my screen. So now I will start with customizing either with a 3C design in Counter Sketch and modify this style. So this is like one step forward from what Xavier was showing us. So let me show you first what is modify style, and then I will go to Counter Sketch. I will get the same model that Xavier was showing to us, and I will make a few modifications as if you would be in front of the customer and making the design in front of the customer. So first option, just say that you like the model that Xavier was showing us. So let me show you. This is where we left it. You have this option here, modify this style, because Xavier was talking about dimension, finger size, gem size, gem shape. But what if you want to go further and you don't want to do the cut, you want a Stuller to do the cut? We can do this for you. So then you just need to click on modify this style, and you go into this page where step by step you can keep adding all the information with all the changes that you want to apply to this 3C style. So because we choose modify style from that model already, we have the model here. So you don't need to fill the step number 2. You can go to the step number 3 and you can explain all the modifications details that you want on that piece. Then you can go here and select any ring size that you want. About metal, what metal do you want? Platinum, gold, sterling. If I go for gold, I can then select a specific metal. Just say that I want 18 karat white. So all this is all the information that once we submit it, Sean's team will receive and will start to produce. What kind of finish do we want? And something very, very handy is that we always have these question marks just to be sure that you understand what we are asking you. So just hovering over this question mark, we have a very, very detailed explanation of what is every step that you can choose. So here you can choose between semi-polish, fully polished, or special finish. Assembly, just is in case that you have more than one piece. Something very important also, a stone setting. No stones to set, I will set it by myself, or a Stuller to set. If a Stuller has to set, do you want to use the Stuller stones, use my stones, or you have a bit of everything and you want to combine? So here you have the options. After these 8 steps, if still you want to add more information, you have extra add-ons. Is this a matching band to an engagement ring? Do you want a resin sample model? This is something that sometimes if the customer still is like, not sure, we can produce a resin sample model for you so you can get the customer saying yes. Trademark, quality mark, additional engraving text, more than a ring if you want to have all the process that we have been working with your ring and then you want to present it to your customer, we also offer this option. After all these steps, if still there is anything that you would like to mention, we have a live chat. So you can always go to a live chat for any doubt that you have. So this is something that is becoming super, super important and I like to mention. And just to finish then, if you want also Stuller branded packaging, you can also choose this. And if you have your own reference number, of course, that each customer has their own reference numbers. If you want to place it here, then once you get our quote, the reference number will come with the email that we will send you. So also you can organize it with your setup. So this is modify the style. As I said, if you don't want to go with any CAD software and you want to make many changes, we can do it for you. This is something I have to tell, and Sean later on, once he chime in, he will assure that modify style is something that is becoming more and more popular. So it's something that is working very, very well in these days. What is the next step? Then just say that you have one customer that is coming into your store and he wants to design in front with you. So they want to feel like they are also the designers. Then we have Counter Sketch. Here you can go to the Counter Sketch page where we explain what is Counter Sketch. But what I will do a demo in live. So I will start with the model that Xavi was showing us, that is this one. So I put it here in the search bar and just clicking enter, I already get it here, all right? So I will start to design with this model. So this is the base model that we have in Stuller.com. This is a model that Alex teams have been working a lot. They found out that this is something that it can be very popular. So then we have the base. Now let's make it special for our customer. What Counter Sketch allows you is that with a few sliders, you can make any modification. So this is something to help you selling any model in front of your customer. All right, so in this case today, what I will do first is I will add a few stones in the shank. So I can go to advanced customization options and I will go to the shank. And here, as you can see, I have accent gems N. So first thing I will click on. So now I will have all the gems here. And from here, I can say where I want these gems to read. So now I will go farther down. And if I want to go a bit less, I can go even less. So just, we will keep it like this. So as you can see, it's just one slider, very easy. So you don't need to think about any further. Then something else that I will do is I will go to the center stone. I will make it smaller. So here, of course, that if we would like, we could change any shape and everything would adapt, but I will stay with a round shape, and I will make it smaller because for the design that I want to accomplish, I need a smaller stone. And what I will also do is just raise it a bit higher. So now I have it a bit higher. All right, next, we have something very, very, very popular in Counter Sketch. It's the freehand parts. The freehand parts is many, many small parts that you can assemble on the main base that we just have here. So I have the number, I have already the number here because we have many. So it's the CP SE039. So this is a halo. I will get this halo and I will add it into my viewport. So there we go. And as you can see, it's super easy. It's just moving up and down with the arrow. So the learning curve is super, super short because just seeing these handles here, you already know what you have to do. So I will make this a bit smaller just to be closer to the stone on this direction and on this direction. And as you can see, I don't need to worry about gems, width, anything. Counter-Sketch is doing everything for me. I will make probably this part a bit thicker. Very good. And now, once we have the halo, what I will do is add another part that will be just one gem. This is a very popular freehand part. That is this one. So I double click, start designing, and I will add this gem in the start designing. So now I have it here. What I will do is just rotate it. I will bring it up. And from all the options that I have in this builder, I will make it smaller. I want to have one gem on each side. And from here, what I can do is just click on the opposite. And there we go. We get another one on the other side. And now, just to finish, I will add some decoration on this side. So like this, it doesn't look nice to me. So I will go for another freehand part that actually is the SP FL 091. So I will add this decoration also into my viewport. And as you can see now, this is huge, but it's not a problem. I just need to get this one and I just make it at the size that I want. We will move it like this. And we are getting closer to the position where I want to have it. I just need to turn it like this and like this. And there is one option that I really love. So let me go a bit like this and like this. That is this option that we have here, that is to bend. You can bend it. Look at this. So I wish when I was working in my bench to have all these options when playing with Go. But today, thanks to the CAD CAD software, you can make these things very, very easily. All right, so let me go back to the initial. Let me just move it a bit here and here. And now the last step will be to click on quad. So now we have one on each side.
Oriel, is that supposed to be a peekaboo stone? Because I think it looks a little larger.
So as you can see, you can keep playing as much as you want. Now we have the 4 following the initial one. And just imagine that you are beside your customer and giving them all these options. They love it. So we have statistics on how it helps when you do this in front of your customer to sell jewelry. And let me tell you, it's amazing. On top of this, you can end up just with a render. I'm not sure if Zoom will allow me to share it. Let me see. So now I'm getting the render. Let me bring it to this screen. Do you see the render?
Yes, I mean, I see it on top. Yep.
Yes, so look at this. When you show this to the customer, and they love it. You can change materials very easily. So Counter-Sketch has been in many, many stores for a long time, and this is something that people love. And last step before I go with Sean, time for order. As I was saying, here you have all the details about what we have in this design. And then once you put all the information, I'm missing some information here that I need to do for the center stone. But once we fill up all the information with your details and everything, we just need to go to get pricing. And from here, it directly goes to Sean's team, and Sean takes care from here. So Sean, if you want now, I will share the presentation.
Yes, absolutely.
And you can explain us what's the next step. So let me go.
So while he's going back to the presentation, for just to slow it down for a minute, we just went through showcase, and then we went through modify a style. And modify a style is for those customers, again, that do not have CounterSketch. Because if you have CounterSketch, then you can take all of those items and open them up in CounterSketch for the ones that are in the library. Most of the 3C items can be found in CounterSketch, but all of those things, no matter you come to CAD/CAM through Modify a Style or through CounterSketch, you're going to have the same experience as I walk through these next slides. So from the standpoint of Oriole, yeah, right there. So literally when you're on the CounterSketch page and you've rendered the piece, you've gotten an approximate price, you and the customer are happy with the price and the design, and you submit it to the Stuller CAD/CAM team, you'll automatically get a pop-up that's going to give you the CAD/CAM ID. It's always a 6-digit number that you can see right here on the slide. That number is referenced for that particular job for the life of the job, literally beyond production. You can call us back years ago and say, hey, I need a matching band for that engagement ring, and you can pull up the CAD/CAM ID, or you can go search your history and find that CAM ID. So again, the CAM ID is very important for the life of the project. Once you get the CAD/CAM ID pop up, it's going to also send you an automated email. And that automated email is going to show that CAD/CAM ID, and it's going to look just like this. So this is just a copy of one of the automated emails. You'll see CAD/CAM ID 184108. The customer reference, in this case, there's no customer reference, but there's many CAD/CAM customers that use customer reference. So you might want to put the consumer's first name and last initial, and you can go search that customer's name in the future if you need to look up a job from years ago. So a lot of people are using that library of custom designs that we've done for them over the years. So these things are extremely beneficial for a lot of customers. And from there, once you click through that automated email, it'll bring you to a dedicated web page on Stuller.com. And that dedicated web page is going to give you a lot of information about just that one job. One of the particular things at the top of it is the progress tracker. That progress tracker is going to let you know that the order is being processed or where it is. It could be in production or it could be shipped. So there's a quick visual for you to keep up with that job. And at any step of the process, whether you're submitting it from CounterSketch or Modify a Style, or you're at one of these stages, if you need a resin sample from our team for that design, that resin sample can be shipped out in just a couple days for you. The center stone is vacant. The side stones are printed in it. It obviously is a non-castable resin. It's for you to show and sell. And we've found that customers have been able to use CounterSketch more effectively with the resin sample. Oriole, there's one customer I think I've told you about. Her father bought her CounterSketch back in 2010. And she just started using it out of the blue last year, or I thought it was out of the blue. I called her up and said, hey, I just noticed that you've had CounterSketch for years, and all of a sudden I'm getting 3 or 5 orders from you a week, so I'm just calling to check in with you. And she said, Sean, when my father bought me CounterSketch at one of the bridge events, it really wasn't my decision, and honestly I was a little intimidated to use it in front of a customer because I've got a render, I've got a price, but there's no physical representation. But once she was able to have a physical representation in her hand and the photorealistic render and an approximate price, that confidence really grew. So I'm just slowing down at that point because, you know, sometimes the hardest thing in selling custom is that divide between the virtual and physical world. And that's where that resin sample comes into play. There is an additional charge for that, but if you're Stuller First, it's a modest $10. And if you're not Stuller First, it's $20. Going on, this kind of shows you a little glimpse beyond the progress tracker. It'll have all the requested information and a number of other things, but I'm very happy to let you know that whether you've used us before or not, we've enhanced the renders. The renders have gone live this week on any brand new CAD/CAM job that you submit to us and validate. It's going to go through our automatic rendering process. So the actual renders that you're seeing on the screen right now will give you 4 different views of that piece. And then it'll also give you a stone map. And last but not least, we have added a new feature. You've got the animation. Any of these can be downloaded for you. You just click on it, it'll probably play the animation here, Oral. Isn't that cool? So, you know, Aleeks, I know you bought some Nikes, but I think it's time for us to build you a ring and I can get you this the little animation, you know. So what's really cool, I had one of our longtime customers that I've dealt with for many, many years, and he got this week and he texted me right away. He said he absolutely loved it, you know. So you can download this animation and the renders again. And you can email it to your customers. You can also SMS text it. So this little animation can be text to a customer. And so if you can imagine giving them a price and animation and renders, is a great experience. And then one last thing that I'll say is a number of CAD/CAM customers will kind of give their customers, the consumer, updates along the way. So you're getting automated emails from us saying, hey, we've received your order, we're processing it. The next thing is going to be, hey, we're going into production. It's going to 3D print step. And then it's in production. And so each one of these automated emails, you're going to get about 6 or 7 of them along the way. And you can go ahead and give your customer updates via email or text. A lot of consumers really love to kind of be a part of that one-of-a-kind experience. And so we're just trying to help you with a number of the things that we've just talked about.
And Sean, I just imagine, you know, you were talking about the text message with this animation.
Yeah.
And when you get one of these animations, you have it in your mobile. It's so easy to go and show it to your friends, because we are in front of a big screen. But once you get this animation on your mobile,
Yes,
it looks even better. So
it does.
For our customers, delivering this to their customers is something that they can show to their family, to their friends. Is an amazing experience.
Yeah, go ahead and hit that animation again for me. So again, no matter if you're submitting, a matrix gold design, or submit a counter sketch design,
I can do it.
Or doing a modify a style with us, we provide all of those renders and animation for all of that. And here, just a quick recap of the things that we do in the CAD/CAM to help you. Number one, no matter how you're sending those requests into us, you're going to get the renders and quote within 24 to 48 hours with the render and the animation through the automated process that we just talked about. Again, Oriol or Xavi might have talked about it, that we can set customer stones or your stones. You know, a lot of customers, if you were in the presentation yesterday, Harold talked about remounts and how big of a business it is of customers bringing in stones. And I would say not a large majority, but a fairly significant amount of CAD/CAM jobs, we receive customer stones. And it's not a customer buying stones from another vendor and sending it to us. They're literally sending us stones from the consumer from a remount standpoint. So let's not forget about that important piece of customization. And also we, you know, just depend on us to invest in the equipment. I've run the CAD/CAM, been at Stuller almost 27 years, but I've run the CAD/CAM team for about 8 or 9 years. And I've cycled through, I would say, probably 4 to 5 different 3D printers. All of the majority of the 3D printers that were using 8 years ago are not even in production anymore. because technology changes so rapidly. So let us invest in the equipment to make sure that we're 3D printed on the best equipment possible. And then once you have finalized the sale with your customer, you've reviewed our renders, and you book the order with Stuller to go into production, we're going to ship you the final product within 10 to 12 business days. And then all of this, again, you have online tracking. We just had a customer roundtable earlier this week, last week at Stuller. And one of the CAD/CAM customers said, I absolutely love the online process that you have of keeping us updated along the way. So, and then also this render right here is actually from a customer that designed this ring the day after he got out of one of our counter sketch workshops, Oriel. You know, so literally he shared that. And so I threw that in the presentation here. So that's about it on my side. I'm ready for some Q&A. And
I think that honestly, the people is just typing a lot. So because we have been showing, actually, it's understandable because we have been showing a lot of what we can offer. So yeah, but I'm super happy to have this session today because sometimes we have been talking between all of us. We have all these different options not together. Today has been a very, very nice session to having you all here in the virtual summit because we just have been able to show everyone that depending on what they want, we have a solution. So that is.
I just want to jump in real quick. For those that were in yesterday's session or not in that session, there was a question that came up of how many of the customers today are coming in together as for an engagement ring instead of just the male coming in, the male and the female both coming in. I ran into Harold this morning and he looked up that number and it's 70%, guys. I think yesterday he said he thought it might have been 50 or 60%. So 70% of these engagement ring customer experiences, they're coming in together. And that is part of the reason why I think that custom is driving so strong right now is because, you know, the woman's coming in too, and she wants exactly what she wants. And, you know, Xavi was going through the Stuller.com and Alix. If customers see something, they want to change it, you know, you've got Stuller's got your back with that, no matter using modify style or counter sketch. So I just wanted to mention that.
Fantastic. We have many questions. We have one question from Daniel Bedoy asking, wonderful, can we import a matrix call model to counter sketch and add organic parts to the model? Yes, you can. So you can import a matrix call part into counter sketch, and then you can add these organic parts to the model. Of course, that once you start to add all these organic parts, you won't be able to download this part that needs to be produced by Stuller. But yes, and it's something that we have been doing in many demos, Sean, and this is something that the people really love.
Absolutely.
You can keep it in your portfolio, this model, and then you can show it again, making small modifications with the freehand parts. So this is something very, very handy.
And, you know, that brings up another point that might be relevant is that let's say you have six people that work in your store. Maybe you have matrix gold and counter sketch. Maybe one person is an expert at matrix gold, and it's not realistic to get all 6 people up to that one person's knowledge level of matrix gold. Well, that one person that's a matrix gold designer can take his or her designs and import them into counter sketch. So now all 6 people can use counter sketch in front of the customer with Stuller's entire library and their own branded library. So I think that would be very interesting for a lot of people to use. We're doing it now, but there's a lot more that can use it.
And then you can get also a quote. So something that is very, very impressive is all the part that actually you were showing from the quote, all the emails that you are sending. So once you import this part from Matrix Call, you can follow all this process.
Yeah, and Brian just asked us to kind of go a little bit more into that. And did you just say the 3D print? You can also 3D print, right, to the B9 and counter sketch a non-castable resin.
this is the next step, and all that
Yeah.
Brian is asking is something that tomorrow will be shown in the counter sketch session. So this is how we have been planning, and I love to see these questions because we can see how we go deeper and deeper on the customization process. So Brian, if you are able tomorrow to assist, it will be amazing because we'll have Lainey and Winnie who will be showing us counter sketch, the integration that we have now with the B9 printer. Now that you have been suggesting this, we can also show how to import parts from MatrizGo. I can mention here now that you can do it from the freehand parts. There is one tile that it says user parts. So from there, you can import the user's parts. Very, very important to keep in mind that once you import this file from MatrizGo, you need to import it on a Rhino 5 file. Counter sketch is still on Rhino 5. So if we import it into Rhino 7, then we wouldn't be able to import it into counter sketch. So very important when you do the export from MatrizGo to do it as the Rhino 5 file. But tomorrow you will see we have an amazing session ready. It will be live, so it won't be just presentations as we are doing today. We have a studio ready to have some live demonstrations, so it will be amazing. So Ryan is saying that he will be here tomorrow, so good.
And Maria asked how much is a license for software. I'm assuming she's talking about counter sketch, right, Oral?
Sorry, Maria, let me check. We have two options for purchasing counter sketch. Yes, we need to respond that.
Okay, good.
So yes, she was talking about how much is the license for this software. If anyone is interested on the prices, we have two options. We have the streaming option that is like a subscription, and then we have the perpetual option. You can find all the information in gemvision.com in our store. All you can find all the policy about these two different prices that we have. So it's very, very convenient. We try to make an option for everyone. So Sean has shared the link to our store. If you buy counter sketch, does it require an annual fee each year? It doesn't, but what we do with counter sketch, so this is depending on what option do you have. If you have the streaming option, everything is included in the fee that you pay. If you get the perpetual, you can go and get the membership. That is, if I'm not wrong now, is $295. And what we offer with this $295 per year is the libraries updates. This is what Alex was talking at the very beginning, all these designs that they are creating. Every month we add between, Alex, what you would say, between 10 and 14 new models into counter sketch per month. So if you want to have an update library to all the trends that Alex teams are looking for, I would advise to get this membership, because every month you are getting all this effort that we put from the Stuller side into counter sketch.
And that was for perpetual, right?
For...
So for streaming, so we have a perpetual counter sketch license that runs on your computer. You can buy that perpetual license, you own that license, right? And then for the $295 annual fee beyond year one, you have access to the new library updates. And then you have a second option. You could also purchase counter sketch streaming that runs from the cloud. And so for $79 a month, as long as you're paying that monthly fee, you have full access to counter sketch, full access to all of the library updates, full access to the Counter Sketch Academy. So it's a really easy way to stay connected with Counter Sketch.
And I can see that also there's people still asking about importing from MatrizGo to counter sketch between Rhino 7 and Rhino 5. I know that this can be a bit confusing. So MatrizGo is running on Rhino 7 and counter sketch is on Rhino 5. So the only thing, one of the options that you have in MatrizGo is to export on a Rhino 5 file. This is the only option that you need to worry about. And then counter sketch can read this file. So the only thing that you need to keep in mind is save it as a Rhino 5 file from MatrizGo. That's the only rule that you need to follow. All right. What a session, guys. I think that it has been amazing. As something that I always like to put all together, even when we are in the shows. Actually, this is a good training for what we will have in JCK, to bring all these different options that we offer in JCK. We will put them all together, also with what we will be talking tomorrow with Counter Sketch and the printer. So if anyone is visiting JCK, they will be able to see this in live. So has been a good exercise for looking at the JCK also.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. Anything?
I think that there is no more questions. So Alex, Xavier, Sean, man, thank you so much. I really enjoyed this 1 hour. And look, it's 3 minutes to just 1 hour. So we nail it. Has been a pleasure, and thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Oriel. Appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Oriel.
everybody.
Thank you all.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.